Hi guys, it's Jake here at Canadian Cutting Edge, and today I've got an unboxing. Today I've got my Real Steel H6S1. That's what I'm using for my unpacking today. Now this is a package that I got. I've been starting to send a lot of my knives from the store to a friend in the US. Well, he checks for me to see if they pass the CBSA restrictive rules of getting it into Canada or not. This finishes my G704 set. And this is the black one. You'd think I'd get the black one first, but no, this is the black one with stonewash. It's the only G704 with stonewash that I know of. The rest all have satin blades. Let me double check that. Let's see. The camouflage one has not satin, this is bead blasted. That's the camouflage. The khaki or coyote or whatever color you want to call that, I think it's yellow in some sellers. Bead blasted. Orange, bead blasted. The bright blue, bead blasted. The red, bead blasted, and the bright green, bead blasted, and I've misplaced my dark green one at the moment. At least I believe there's a dark green one. Yeah, so they're all bead blasted except for this black one. This is a newer edition that has come out with stonewash and is identical in the rest of the ways. So stick around. I'll be doing a full review of these coming up right after the break. So here you can see my colorful collection of the G704 by Ganzo. And hopefully you can see a couple other things in here as well. Notice that only the green, the light green and the red, I'll zoom in a little bit. Notice that the green and the red are the only ones that have a little bit extra on their name. The rest all just say G704. The red says G704-RD and the light green says G704-LG. The rest of them all say simply that it's the model G704. And you'll have to go into the packaging to see the difference. Or you can go on to Ganzo's website at ganzoknife.com, and I'll put a link in the description below so that you can use it, and I'll write it down on the screen. To get these knives, they are not all easily available right now. All of these three, the red, light green, and blue, these three are the ones that are generally harder to find, but you know, I was able to find all of these within about a 7-month period, and I got them all. So you can probably do the same thing. You'll also notice that 3 of them have black clips on it. The rest all will have the bright steel clips on them. Well, these are steel as well, but they've been painted black or coated black somehow. Also, the rest of this hardware, like the thumb stud, well, not all the hardware, not the thumb stud, the pivot screw and the other screws here are black as well, but the axis lock and the thumb studs and everything are all gray. As I mentioned in the intro, the only one that's a stonewash is the black one that you can get right now. You can also get the black version that's not stonewash. This one, I believe it's called the G704-1 on at providers. I'll put it on the screen exactly what it is called and what the other black one is called. So technically I am short one knife. I'm short the black one with the bead blast. I'm fine with that. I'm calling my collection complete without it, although technically it's not complete, but be that as it may. So here we've got this set. Let's talk about some of the specs on them before I tell you what I really like about them, what's cool, what's going on with these that I so enjoy. The weight of this knife They're roughly around 146 grams, which is 5.1 ounces. Some of them are a tiny bit more, some of them are a tiny bit less, and that's partly a variable in the G10. The thickness can be slightly different, and the thickness of the blade itself, the blade stock, can vary on some of them. I've measured them out, and they can vary by a small amount. Generally, the blade stock is 3.5 millimeters thick, which is 0.14 inches. And that can indeed vary slightly to a slight bit less and a slight bit more. The cutting edge on all of them, and I'm counting that from right there to the tip of the blade, the cutting edge is very close to 3 1/3 inches, or 3.33 inches, which is right around 8.5 centimeters. The blade from tip to the handle, it's roughly 3.5 inches, which is 8.9 centimeters. The handle itself is right around 4.5 inches, which is 11.4 centimeters. The total length is right at 8 inches, 20.3 centimeters. The handle thickness is right around 1/2 inch, which is just less than 1.3 centimeters. And with the clip, it is 3/4 of an inch, which is right around 1.9 centimeters. That's pretty much the specs that I'm going to share with you. We've got a really nice drop point here with a swedge. All of them have this same shape. We've got a thumb ramp that's got some nice jimping on it. Don't know why my brain wasn't using the word jimping or getting the word jimping. And hopefully it'll focus on my hand here. There we go. You can see that jimping. It's very fine, but it comes to a nice little point there. It actually provides an awful lot of traction, a lot of grippiness there without getting hot at all because it's not very deep. I really like the jimping on this a lot. My camera was misbehaving there for a second, so I'll have to demonstrate this again. The way I've been deploying the knife, when I'm playing with it for fun, is you just use the access lock in order to deploy the blade along with a little bit of a flicking action with your wrist. But it annoys the people around you when you do it. Usually. All come with a very sharp edge. It's not like really, really crazy hair-popping sharp, but it comes pretty sharp from the factory. Let's check out how well the knife cuts. We had a couple tiny little catches there, but that's how sharp it is from the factory. Not bad at all. Here I've got some cable that I got from an Xbox controller that died, and let's see how well it cuts through this. No problem cutting that stuff. And let's see how well, just sort of pushing down on it, it cuts that really well. Those of you who haven't been with my channel very long and haven't been watching the cut tests, this wire has a lot of aluminum, and then it's got some fibers inside it, much like paracord, and then it's got the wires as well, and inside there is copper, and it's got quite a thick plastic coating on it, so it actually is quite a bit of a test to cut through this stuff, and it does it with flying colors, no problem, no hesitation at all. It will cut other things just fine. I did show you that paper cut test already. Here's some 1-inch banding, the kind that you might get if you want to do some molly. You saw how easily that cut through there, and then that style of cut on a cutting board, that works really well. And let's do a spine whack test. If the access lock were to break, always being smart, I'm confident it won't break loose, but if it would close into the handle and not cut my hand. So if you're ever going to try this, be safe. So we're going to whack it even right across where this knot is, so I'm whacking it pretty hard and the wood's not absorbing all the vibration. See, it's fine. And I've talked in other videos about the access lock because I think most of them, after you've used them for a little while, they soften up just a bit, and it's definitely adequate. And it's too big of a risk, I think, unless you are very confident and you really know what you're doing, to play with that that spring. Oh, the washers. I didn't talk about the washers. Some of these have two brass washers, or bronze washers, I should say, and a couple of them have one nylon, a white nylon washer. And I don't understand why, but it is what it is. And I've found both styles of types of washers and to be very similar on how well they deploy and how smooth the action is. I really like the open pillars on the back here. You see those pillars that they are kind of decorative as well as functional. They've got those little steps on them. They recessed G10 just a little bit so that the screws don't pop out. They've got Torx everywhere, and the Torx screws on the pivots are really good. I haven't found them to be soft at all, and they've been made to close tolerances. I have WIA brand drivers, which are a higher end brand out of Germany, and they just fit very well into the screws so that you can loosen or tighten your pivot as much as you want. It's not supremely excelling in any way, but it doesn't have any bad failures in any way either. It's just a well-rounded, fully functional, down-to-earth knife that will do what you ask it to do, and it'll do it without complaining or breaking. I've had no failures on these. The fit and finish on them is more than adequate. It's quite good on all of them. I've not seen any problems with any of the fit and finish. I think that's about all that I need to say about this knife. I really like them. I recommend them to just about anybody who's looking for a knife. If you like this video, please click on like down in the corner. And if you want to share this video, somebody click down in that corner to share this video. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe. It'll help me a lot to, especially when I'm communicating with knife manufacturers, so that I can get some samples from them to review. I do live on a disability pension, so my income is very limited. And so I'm starting to rely on gifts from viewers and cooperation with knife manufacturers in order to get knives in a way that I can afford them. And your subscription and your viewing helps that a lot. So thank you for viewing all the way to the end. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for putting something into the comments. It's my favorite section of the videos. I like chatting with you guys. And remember, always cut towards your chum. Or if there's no chum around, just cut away from yourself and not towards your thumb. Bye now.